Hello, just sitting here. Past few days, I've saved some clips. Haven't been that good really to catch anything really that interesting until just yesterday. But I had a couple cooked back from a day or two previous. This here is of the ISS space station, and when I was first looking at it, I thought it was, I believe it's a lens flare. But what I find interesting is it looks like there's a feature right here on top of it, but it is in direct line. Not really with these here, but when these spots fade out, so does it. But if you also look slightly here behind the planet, appears to be cut off right there, like you're only seeing about 80% of that globe object or whatever it is. And I'm still not sure if this is a Hollywood movie studio set up just to make you see it. Because I still have the interesting fact that if it was real, and there's thousands of space satellites from countries all over the world, and weather satellites, communication satellites, TV satellites, satellites to view space, radiation satellites, all sorts. Why don't you see any at all? Not even a reflection, a glimmer, a speck. You know, they just kind of vanish. I'll go back here. Like I said, I've recorded these with the pause button. So why do we see nothing? There's absolutely nothing. And the other thing I found interesting is right there you start to see a little bit, but look at just how the cloud patterns look. So not quite sure if they're showing us the real deal or if this is just keep our minds occupied and think everything's all cool out there. But I don't see, that's the part I just don't get. Somebody could explain it to me, that'd be great, because you can see a huge open part of the space. There is not a satellite one to be seen. Not one. And like I said, if this was a lens flare, I would believe that you would still see the red right here over part of the planet. But I don't. So in one way, if it's real, they're not telling us anything and this is something coming in, or if this is just a lens anomaly, this is fake, and I want to know where all the other satellites are. So it's just, I've thought that to be interesting. We'll go here. We're going up to the images here. The next ones coming up are from Alaska. And right here, I'm scrolling through the frames. You can see it's Perryville. You can see the date, time. But what I find interesting on this one here too is you can see here that it's there. Now I'll go back. And you'll see these little craters and that. What I believe this to be, and I've talked to a couple other people, Jeff P's a really firm believer in this theory, is that is actually for when you have the lens arrays that are bending the light around the planet, that you can't see it. But at a certain point in time, with a camera at the right angle and the sun peering through that lens array, that it creates a projection. And this is actually a projection of what I believe is the planet is trying to hide, or moon, or heavenly body, whatever you would like to call it. And it's projected in our atmosphere. And the reason for the beliefs is it always seems a little translucent. But the problem with that is you'll see the clouds cover it half up and it's still there. Well, if there's a cloud covering it, that definitely tells you it's not on the camera lens or being reflected from the glass, because the cloud is blocking it. If it was being reflected off the lens, regardless of what was in the frame of the camera, it would be over top of it. I've seen enough photographs, videos, and that to just determine that that's the way lens flares work. They don't show up half behind things and then show up clearly, and then another cloud will float by, and then a chem will cover up part of it, and it doesn't work that way. And we'll sit here and watch this roll. And I have some really good ones later to demonstrate how the clouds cover them half up. See, right there's one. Why is it not over the cloud? And I got some excellent demonstrations of that on other cam footage, like right there. I'll pause it. That's definitely not a lens flare. That's physically impossible for that to be a lens flare. But due to the translucent nature, and I've seen it smaller, and I've seen it as large as, twice the size of the moon in our sky at a full moon. Where that's in one of Jeff P's videos. He shows the same exact object right there. but instead of being this size, I mean, it's huge. And I think it just has to do with the direction of the lens that's in space, projecting it down on the atmosphere in respect to how many chems they've put up and altitude. Let this one play again. Hey, there's our cloud again, and it fades out, fades in, clouds. And you can see the craters on it rotating around on it. That's what makes me also prove it's not a lens flare. It moves. You know, it rotates. Lens flares don't spin. Here's one that I thought was super interesting. Sorry, I'm turning the audio off on the video as I was recording it. Watch out here in the distance on this video. It's incredible. I think I might have found a... Somebody thinks it's something else. It almost looks like a land-based chem base. You know, spraying chemicals into the sky. Just keep watching here and out here. You'll see explosions of smoke just take off into the sky. Check it out. You can see it starting. And you can see it out here in the distance too. Now if that's volcanic activity or something like that, please let me know. That'd be awesome to know. But I don't see how it'd be going off here, 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 and over there all at the same time. And all I'm doing is clicking frame by frame when I was doing this. Just look at it, and it goes straight up into the sky. It almost looks like a volcano going off. And you can see way out in the distance where it happened too. That's why I'm thinking it's just not an anomaly. It's not a, you know, a volcanic spit, you would call it. It's just happening in multiple places all at the same time. One here. You can see it's actually 2, 3. There's 4 of them happening that I can see. There might be other ones that I haven't quite caught. Now watch, I'll fast forward going back. See, it's starting here. Look way off in distance, starting there. And I just find that to be a little crazy. It's just, look at all the clouds going up into the sky. It's just, that's not right. That to me, I think that's land-based atmosphere geoengineering. And I'm not that much of a scientist, but, you know, I do have a college education. I have taken physics classes. But excuse me for 1 second. Oh, it's on there. Yep. Go back to playing. Just the background music that this thing's picking up. I hope you can hear my voice over it. I'll check it. There, I got to quit. This is where I just went into full speed time lapse. Watch it at 5 frames. And I pause it, gonna run it back. I just thought that was so interesting. I've never seen anything like that before. Alright. Let me show you that. We'll spin this forward. You can see it still. Like I said, if anybody knows exactly what that is, but I think that's just chemtrailing from ground-based. Alright. I do apologize for the background on this. I had other videos going. I didn't realize thought I had it muted. And this sound card, or the video card I have, must pick everything up. There we go. I finally wisened up and turned it off. Do apologize. Here's more footage of the red object. Check this out. And I still say that's a projection from the lens array. That's one side effect that they can't overcome, and that's another reason for the heavy chemtrailing, is to hide that reflection up from our sky. See, clouds plainly over it, completely covered. Now going back, see, there it is. Like I said, I do not believe that is any type of lens flare. Watch it rotate as it goes. Here's another one. You can just barely see it. And there's the reflection. I believe right there's your lenses are going to be here, and they're projecting the image onto the atmosphere. That's not being projected onto the glass. I believe it's an image being projected onto the atmosphere. Just like I said, side effect of the technology that can't be overcome without completely whitening out the sky, and if they don't, that's what you end up with. Right here, once again. Like I said, and if you doubt any of it, I leave the information where I get everything from. I have absolutely nothing to hide from any of you. I'm just as interested in figuring out why they're spraying these into our sky at massive rates and won't tell us why. Oh, it's just to help cool the earth. Nah, I think there's a whole lot more to it than that. We'll jump ahead here. Now this is where I'm finding what I'm calling the lens arrays. You can see the silhouettes. You look for almost what's not there. Now look at the dark square in the sky. And watch the sun's brightness as it comes over top of it. Poof! Right there's the sun simulator was just turned on, in my belief, is our real sun is being eclipsed by one of the planetary bodies. And look at that. How bright that gets. But I believe that is what's going on. Just look right here. You see, it's just, there's shadows behind the clouds that are too dark for what's supposed to be there. And the rest of them aren't that way, just that one spot. And it's been pointed out, people have got clear images of things, and it's still just not being told. And that's the main reason of these videos is I may be onto something, I may be onto nothing, but I think I am onto something, and a lot of other folks are too. And everybody has to get their images out, every picture they get. See? And if you look, you can see this entire square, if you really look. And now watch, right as the real sun gets to it, it darkens out, and you can see other, like it's being blocked out. Right there's a circular object right in front of the sun's rays, and that's not a spot. See, check that, it gets cut right there at a perfect angle too. See? And I just find that to be beyond interesting. Yep, another photo here. Look, you'll see the angle cut out. Mother Nature doesn't do perfect straight right angles. Just doesn't. It's an anomaly that's, man does that, not Mother Nature. Mother Nature makes nice smooth corners. See, there you are. Look at it. You still see it. This is another camera. Just catching the sun. Like I said, in the other pictures, in the other frames, when you back up, you'll see the sun looks large. Then a poof of clouds comes by, and then it comes back, and then it's small. And I believe one is the real sun, and as the planets eclipse it, to keep people from panicking, that they put the lens arrays up there just to hide it from us. Too many people just wouldn't understand. And I myself wouldn't change my day or life. There's nothing you can do about it. You know, it's not like we're going to fly any rockets up there and, you know, move these planets or change the destiny of our Earth if there's planetary objects that large coming this close. You know, what's going to happen is going to happen. We'll grab our surfboards, go for a ride, and just hope we're still afloat when we get to the end of the tunnel. Alright, my friends, still believe, waiting for August 21st for that solar eclipse. That's going to be spectacular. Well, you get prepared. Just be well, have a good time, and have some fun while you're out there. Enjoy your life. Don't overdo it, though, of course. But until next video, you have a good day.